Indeed, a warm welcome to all of you. How are you all doing? Good morning to all of you. I want some Josh. Good morning. One, two, three again. Good morning. Good. So nice to see this, Josh. This should be there from the beginning. Sorry for starting bit late, but I wanted all the things to be as perfect as possible. So welcome to this batch of, you can say, CA intermediate, GST as well as income tax. We are going to cover this in 180 hours. How many hours? 180 hours, that is our pattern. So daily from 8:30 morning. Today was an exception, 8:30 to about 3:45. Yes, but we can break this 8:30 to 3:45, like 8:30 to 11, fresh session morning. After 8:30 to 11, we will go from 11:15 to 1:15. Then your lunch break, that is 1:15 to about 1:45. Then 1:45 to 3:45. That is how we are going to go ahead in this batch. Soon you will be given hard copy of provisions and concepts notes, as well as sums notebook, sums book. You will be given that, and we will do everything systematically. So without wasting much time, let me tell you first about myself. So I qualified as a chartered accountant in 2011. So since then, rather from 2009, I have been teaching taxes. So that time there was service tax, VAT. So I used to teach service tax, VAT. Then I used to then teach, of course, income tax I teach. And so I used to teach CS executive, CS professional, CA intermediate from 2009 itself. And then, so it's been a journey of about 15 to 17 years of teaching for me. This has been my passion. I am consultant, you can say. I'm visiting faculty at multiple, you can say, universities, multiple colleges, multiple coaching classes across India. Okay, and of course I have my own academy called as Zest Learning. Okay, so yes, teaching has been my passion. As we go ahead, I'll keep on telling you more about me. And I'm in this particular field with a purpose that I can't see any students struggling in, especially professional courses like CA, CS, CMA. These professional courses have, you can say, a ability to empower you. Okay, even if your financial background is not good, these professional courses have ability to take you at some different level itself. Okay, so I can't see any student struggling. I want everyone to be, very peaceful with their studies. And there is one thing, that we have enthusiasm for doing each and everything except studies. And that's why the word zest came to my mind. Zest means enthusiasm. So enthusiasm which you have for watching a movie, enthusiasm which you have for sports. Okay, I want to cultivate at least 1% of that enthusiasm in academics, because I think academics can change your life. It can change your life to such degree that you can't even imagine, isn't it? So with this, we'll start with the subject, which is one of my favorite subject, goods and services tax, GST. So basically, in your CA intermediate syllabus, in your CA inter syllabus, there are two parts as far as tax is concerned. Tax is in your group 1. All of you aware of this? Yes, all of you aware of this? Tax is in group 1. So tax has got two parts, friends. One is direct tax, another is, yes, one is direct tax, another is indirect tax. Clear? Direct tax, that is income tax. Direct tax, that is income tax and indirect tax that actually has GST, customs, okay, and many other indirect taxes which are there in India, like excise, many type of national duties. Okay, you will say, sir, GST is there. One nation, one tax, one market. This we know. How you are saying that there is excise duty also, sales tax also today? There is. It has not been abolished. On some goods, these other taxes continue, like excise, VAT. They continue on some goods. Okay. So yes. So there are many parts, but what we have to study at our level is GST. We have to focus totally on goods and services tax. Clear? Income tax weightage is, how much is the weightage of income tax? Have you seen your ICI module anytime? What is the weightage? Yes, 50 marks. And weightage of GST is another 50 marks. Okay. As a CS student, I can tell you, okay, as a CS student, you should score about 45 in this. Our preparation in next 13 days. Today is what? 18th. 18th of March till 30th March. The preparation is such that you can easily get 45 out of 50. Yes, institute has started asking a bit tough paper in GST, but I have a solution for that. What solution? 100% we will do section wise. Each and every section you will know. From today's day and only you will observe that I am knowing each and every section as a student also. From section 7 of CGST Act to section 53 of CGST Act is your syllabus. But you will know each and every section. So you will know GST section wise, not only section wise, subsection wise, clause wise, subclause wise, explanation, proviso, whatever is there in the act, you will know that. We will solve sums on that. We will take examples in layman language. Okay. So, sir, how do you teach? There are three fundas which we focus on: U, R, and P. You should know now what we are working on in next 180 hours. You will be most effective when you know what we are on to. We are not on to just clearing the exam, friends. We are on to understanding, and we want this paper to make impact in your overall module, overall group. Okay, we want impact of 75 plus. So from understanding perspective, of course, and from gaining marks perspective. And it's very practical subject. Okay. U means we are going to focus on, U stands for what? Understanding. U stands for understanding. So how do we understand the things? We understand the thing in very much layman's language. Layman's language means anyone would understand. Like after today's session at 11:15, if anyone asks you, even if the peon of this college asks you, what is GST? You were in the GST class. You should be able to explain him also. So every provision we will understand in such a language that you should be able to convey that provision to any of non-GST person also. Okay. So what is GST? Goods and, yes, goods and services tax. Now when I talk about goods and services tax, means is it on my income or is it on my consumption? What do you think? So of course I will need this one word answers from you in between. It's not that I will keep on delivering. Okay, I should not feel that I am teaching only to YouTube students. You are sitting in front of me. Yes. So yes, GST, what is the full form? Goods and services tax. It is on income or it is on consumption? It is on consumption. More I consume, more I will pay. More I consume, more I will pay. For example, if I buy this mouse, then only I will have to pay tax on that. Getting it? If I decide, no, I will not buy the mouse, I will do the working, there's a keypad here. I'll use that keypad only. I will try avoiding using mouse. So if I never buy this mouse, I will never pay tax on this. Okay. If you don't watch particular movie in a theater, you will never pay tax on ticket of that. So in short, in economy, more you consume, more you pay expense, and more you spend, more you pay GST, goods and services tax. So every concept will understand in such a layman's language that you should be able to explain to anyone. Okay, and we will take one unique example for that, so that that concept sticks with you. Okay, then R stands for what? R stands for retention. What R stands for? What it stands for? Retention. In retention part, what you have to do? You have to maintain one notebook. Did you see this, that before the batch I was so specific about opening this notebook? I was so specific because at the end of the batch I will give this notebook to you, soft copy of this notebook to you. So if anyone is lazy but doesn't want to maintain this notebook, okay, 1 second, it is not visible to you. Sorry, you should have told me. Now it's fine. Now it's fine. So if anyone doesn't want to maintain this notebook, it's fine. See, I was very what you can say adamant about this, that you should maintain the notebook. But if any student feels, no, when sir talks, I just want to focus, then you may skip writing few things. Good. You may skip writing few things. I will give this notebook to you. Okay, but what is your job? Your job is keep on revising this notebook. Keep on revising this notebook and keep on revising. Can you see this provisions book? I have made this 117 pages provision book for you. How many pages? 117. In this 117 pages, I have covered each and everything that is required from the exam perspective. So you have to just ensure each and every point from this you have understood, and you keep on revising it. So what happens? U is taken care of, understanding, and what is taken care of? Retention is taken care of. Then what is P? Any guess? What is P? Any guess? P is presentation. So friends, actually I told you now, I have been teaching from past 15 years. So what happens? We understand students, various students. Some students have problem in retention. Some have problem in presentation. Means, sir, I understand everything, but how to present in exam? So mostly what happens in any other batch, you focus on understanding. And then afterwards, you come to know after giving one exam that, oh no, I am facing problem in presentation. So we don't want that. I want end-to-end solution in this 180 hours. So what is the end-to-end solution? End-to-end solution is that we will present the things in the class itself. In the class itself, we will solve many sums. If 50 marks GST paper is there, I will first focus on GST. Then on 31st March, we will start with income tax. Mind you, each and every of day is planned. I have planned each and every day what to cover each and every day. Okay, so we are going to solve many sums. 97 pages sums book I have done. Can you see this? This is sums book. How many pages? 97 pages. You are going to get hard copy of this, and you are going to get hard copy of provisions and concept book also. What you can do, and it is a one side book. One side printing is there. So you can there itself make the notes. So do these two things systematically. Your tension of 50 marks is solved. Rather, it won't remain tension at all. It will be opportunity of scoring. And what should be our aim? Our aim should be, I would say, 75, 80 plus overall. When I talk about GST, it should be 45. Minimum 45 should be the aim out of 50. Yes. So can we start technically with the subject? So focus, pay attention. When I talk about GST, I talk about this typical chain. I talk about this typical chain in GST. What is the typical chain? See, you will say, sir has not given any introduction of GST directly, starting with typical chain. No, but once you observe this typical chain, I will tell you all about GST, because via this diagram, it will be easy to understand the thing which I want to convey. Assume we are talking about a wrist watch. What we are talking about? Yes. So wristwatch is what? Goods. Wrist watches, goods. So these goods start from A. These goods start from A. They go to B. From B they go to C. From C they go to whom? D. You want to buy this watch. You want to buy this watch. It is your birthday, you want to buy this watch. You want it badly. So your parents ask you what is the price of the watch. We are ready to give it to you as gift. What is the price of this watch? So now see the journey of how the price is decided. A is our manufacturer. B is our, yes, B is our wholesaler. C is our retailer. You know this retailer. You know this shop. You don't know who is manufacturer. You don't know who is wholesaler. And you are D. D is end consumer. D is end consumer. Great, great. Voice is okay. D is who? D is end consumer. You are D. You are end consumer. So manufacturer sells goods to wholesaler, wholesaler to retailer, retailer to consumer. See the journey. At manufacturer's place, the cost plus profit, cost plus profit, his cost was say 5,000, okay, and he had to make profit of 5,000. So he was selling at what price? He was selling at what price? He was selling at 10,000. But government said, wait, we want tax. Which tax we want on this? This is good. So which tax we want? We want GST. Say GST is at 18%. So how much GST we want? 1800. So how much is the selling price? This is called as, what is this called as? Invoice price. What is the invoice price? 11,800. Okay, now it goes to wholesaler. Wholesaler records his purchase cost. Can anyone tell me how much will be purchase cost for wholesaler? Yes, how much will be purchase cost for wholesaler? 11,800. But for next 10 minutes, you have to trust me. He won't take it as 11,800. He will take it as 10,000. For next 10 minutes, trust me, he will take it as 10,000. Okay, I'll tell you with logic in next 10 minutes. He wants to he has his own cost and he has to earn profit. Both together is 5,000. It's a bit expensive watch. So what is the price he wants to sell at? 15,000. Please calculate GST at 18%. How much is GST at 18% on 15,000? How much? 2,700. So can you tell me what is the invoice price? 17,700. Any doubt in this? 17,700 is your invoice price. Clear, na? Now, what is the purchase cost for retailer? Exactly. Now you understood. That means you understood the pattern. You have not understood logic yet. That I will tell you. But purchase cost for retailer will be taken excluding GST. So what is that? 15,000. What is cost plus profit he wants to earn? Say it is 2,500. So he is ready to sell at 17,500. So can you tell me GST on this? How much? 3,000? 3,150. So what is the final selling price? 20,000? What is 20,650? 20,650 for this consumer is final purchase cost. This is final, can I say MRP? If your parents ask you that how much does this wristwatch cost? What will you tell them? Will you tell them it is 17,500 plus GST of 18%? They will say you have gone mad. Tell us final price. So what is the cost for you as an end consumer? Cost for you as an end consumer is 20,650. Because how much you have to spend for buying this? 20,650. Getting it? Who is paying GST to government? Government, who is paying? Manufacturer, wholesaler, and retailer. But from whose pocket it is going? It is going from consumer's pocket. So as a consumer, you take a hit of 3150, but you never directly go to government and pay. You indirectly pay through whom? You indirectly pay through A, B, and C. Hence, it is called as indirect tax. Make sense? Hence, it is called as indirect tax. Now, see, many things I want to tell you in this diagram. In this diagram, try to understand who are the suppliers. These people now, which people? A, B, and C. What are they called as? What are they called as? Yes, friends. See, you repeat along with me. Who are A, B, and C called as? Suppliers. The keywords you should repeat, okay? A, B, and C are called as suppliers. Now what happens? They recognize what is their output tax. So what is output tax? Output tax is tax on, it is tax on sale. They recognize what is their input tax credit. What is input tax credit? It is a tax on purchase. What is input tax credit? It is a tax on purchase. Clear, na? So what they do is they take set off. They take set off. Set off of what? They take set off of this ITC. They take set off of this ITC to pay what? Output tax. And then they only pay net GST to government. They only pay net GST to government. So now tell me, A has how much output tax? A has how much output tax? 1800. Perfect. B has how much output tax? 2700. And C has how much output tax? 3150. Clear? But they will not go to government and pay this full taxes. Okay. See, A has not paid anything at earlier stage. So A will have to pay 1800. But B has paid to A how much? B has paid to A how much? 1800. What is 1800? 1800 is input tax credit. Acha, answer my one question. Was B the end consumer? B was not the end consumer. So should B have the burden? If B's parents ask him, what is the purchase cost of the goods which you are buying from manufacturer, which you will be selling to retailer, then he should tell it excluding GST, because of GST he gets set off. So how much he will pay to government? He will pay to government 900. And your calculators must, in class, calculator is must, one notebook is must, and scale pencil, and pen and bright mind. And C has paid to B how much? Tax. How much tax? C has paid to B 2700. So how much net he will pay to government? Huh? 450. Fantastic. So now tell me, how much government has collected in this case? Overall, how much government collected in this case? 1800 plus 900 plus 450. Government collected 3150. Did you get my point? Government funds collected 3150, and for 1 second observe how much end consumer paid as GST. Exactly 3150. So did ABC pay anything from their pocket? Did ABC pay anything from their pocket? No. A collected from B. A collected from B and 1800 rupees. He paid that to government. B collected from C. B collected from C. Okay, 2700. But he know he had paid 1800 to A. So net he paid 900. And C collected from D. And C had paid how much to B? 2700. So only net he paid to government. In short, A, B, and C are not paying anything from their pocket. Who is having all the burden? End consumer is having all the burden. Hence, this tax is called as what? Indirect tax. Okay. So see friends, what are the features of GST? Tell me basic features of GST. And these all are features of any indirect tax also. You keep on contributing. What do you think are features of GST? Yes, what is the first feature? Can I say it is an what? It is an indirect tax. It is an indirect tax. Why it is indirect tax? Yes, it is indirectly, it is indirectly collected from end consumer. It is indirectly collected from end consumer. In short, suppliers suppliers pass on the burden to whom? Suppliers pass on the burden to end consumer. Any doubt? Can I say GST is consumption based tax? Do you agree? It is consumption based tax. More you consume, more you pay. Any type of indirect tax actually is consumption based, and GST is indirect tax. So it is consumption based tax. Clear? And so can I say more the consumption? More the consumption of what? Goods slash services. More shall be payment of GST. More shall be payment of GST, and vice versa. GST is indirect tax. GST is consumption based tax. GST is destination based tax. Who will tell me meaning of this destination based tax? For that matter, any indirect tax is destination based tax. What is the meaning of destination based tax? Yes. What is the meaning of destination based tax? See, understand. I'll give you example. I told you the simple examples which will forever remain with you. Such example I am giving you. CA Pratik Neve of Maharashtra visits visits Karnataka and has food has food in hotel there in hotel there. Getting it? So tell me which state I had food in? Karnataka. So I have consumed the service in which state? Karnataka. So Karnataka government should get GST. That is called as destination based. Any indirect tax for that matter is destination based. Not only GST. Pick up any indirect tax in the world that is destination based. Another example I will give you. I go to Singapore and I have food in Singapore. Can Indian government collect GST? No, because where is the destination of consumption? Singapore. So that government will collect tax. When foreign tourist is in India and he consumes service, foreign government will collect tax or Indian government? Indian government. So any indirect tax is how? It is destination based tax. So what will happen in this case? So whose revenue is involved? So can I say here GST revenue of whom is involved? Here GST revenue of state government of what? Karnataka is involved and not Maharashtra. I am from Maharashtra. Does it affect in this transaction? Doesn't affect. Okay, but one thing you should understand is GST follows dash model. GST follows, read this, which model? Which model? Dual model. Dual means double, something two. That's what you understand. GST follows dual model. So continuing with our above example, in my above example, what is location of supplier? Means that hotel. Where is that hotel? That hotel is in Karnataka, isn't it? And where is where is the place of supply? Means where is the food served? You will say, what is this question? So of course, it is nothing but place of consumption. That place of consumption is also in Karnataka. Location of supplier, place of supply is in same state. This is called as, read it loudly, read it loudly properly. It is called as intra-state supply dual model. Dual model means what will happen in this case, say food bill was 1000 and GST was at 5%, 500 rupees. This, sorry, not 500, 5% of 50 rupees. So 25 will be, friends, 25 will be CGST. What is CGST? Central Goods and Services Tax. Half GST goes to central government and half GST goes to that state government where consumption takes place. Because GST follows dash model. GST follows dual model. So 25 goes in my example to state government of Karnataka. So dual model means what? Dual model means half of GST is revenue of what? Always revenue of CG and balance half of, yes, half of GST is revenue of, yes, state government where dash takes place, where consumption takes place. Do you agree? One time, tell me all features of GST. Yes, GST is dash tax. GST is indirect tax. It is consumption based, destination based, which follows dual model. Okay, everything that you consume will have GST usually. Means on few things GST is not there, other taxes are there like petrol. Okay, so that we will discuss, but otherwise everything that you consume is going to have indirect tax. So till date you cannot even count how much GST you have paid, your family has paid. Getting it? On everything that you buy from morning till evening, there is GST. Okay, so you are paying that. But only thing is you are not aware of that. Now from today you are aware of that. You can't do anything to stop it. Only you have to stop consumption. Okay, which is difficult. So that's why government focuses on GST. Because every person can't pay income tax. Because majority of us sitting here are not earning income. Means as a student, we are not earning income, so we are not paying in income tax, but surely we are consuming, so indirectly we are contributing in the economy. Getting it? Yes. Any doubt till this? But one doubt you should ask me, why we have taken cost for A, B and C as For A we had taken 10,000, for B we had taken 15,000, and for C we had taken 17,500. You should ask me proof of that. Why we have taken cost excluding GST. I'll give you proof. I'll give you proof accounting entries wise. Accounting entries, if we observe in books of B, we could have taken anyone. I'm telling you accounting entry in whose books? In books of B. Yes. What is B doing? B is, yes, purchasing from whom? A. Very good. Purchasing from A. What is the accounting entry he has to pass? First and foremost, one thing can't change. How much B has to make payment to A? Full amount including GST. That is to the extent of or 10,000 plus 1800, 11,800. So that cannot change. Purchase is an expense. Purchase account, no doubt in this. No doubt in this, sir. Purchase account debit and to B's account. That is sure. To B, we have to make payment of 11,800. Sorry, my bad. To A's account. We have only B, no? So to A's account. It is for sure we have to make him payment of 11,800. Now, can I put purchase account debit 11,800? I may have put, but no need to put that because debit all expenses. My expense is only 10,000 because there is a input tax credit. This, when I collect GST from C, I don't need to pay entire amount to government because I have paid to A. So this I am accumulating as my asset. ITC is my, yes, believe me or not, we get happy when we get ITC as businessmen. If I buy laptop of 1 lakh, if I buy laptop of 1 lakh and there is GST of 18,000, then my calculation in mind is like this only, that my cost is 1 lakh because 18,000, when I pay 1 lakh 18,000 to the shopkeeper, shopkeeper will ask my GST number and he will put 18,000 to government. Government will transfer it to my e-credit ledger. E-credit ledger means government will transfer it in my ITC. It is my asset. Like I have an account with bank and I am depositing my money. I have account with government also called as e-credit ledger. Which account? E-credit ledger. And whatever purchase I do as businessman for the purpose of my business, on that whatever is the GST that keeps on getting deposited in e-credit ledger. So it's my pleasure to have amount here. So it is not my pain. I am saying it is my pleasure. Means it is not my expense. It is my asset. This is my expense. Clear? Now, by after purchasing from A, I am selling to whom? Yes. Sale to whom? Sale to C. For sale to C, what is the accounting entry? C becomes my debtor. So C's account debit. How much? At what price I'm selling to C? I'm selling to C for 15,000 plus GST. Come what may, I have to collect from C how much? 17,700. To sales. What is to sales? 15,000 because that 2,700 is my liability. What is my liability? This is my liability. In short, friends, please understand, as B, I am just agent of government. I am collecting tax from C and paying to government. But in this whole process, I have paid tax to A. So I will not pay whole 2,700 to government. I'll pay 2,700 minus 1,800. 2,700 is neither my income and 1,800 is neither my expense. 2,700 is my liability and 1,800 is my asset. So now liability is open to the extent of 2,700 and asset is also there to the extent of 1,800. Now what to do? Set off, correct? Now I will pay GST. Net GST payable is how much? I understood net GST payable is 2,700 minus 1,800. I understood it is 900. I will pass accounting entry. I will pass payment entry. I will pass payment entry. What payment entry I will pass? Output what? Tax account debit 900 to sorry, to bank. To bank how much? 900. But still I am not happy. How much is yet to be paid? 900 I paid. 900 I paid. How much is yet to be paid? 1,800. How will I pay 1,800? By using my ITC. So what I will do now? Output tax account debit how much? 1,800 to ITC. 1,800. That's it. Output tax is paid. It was open to the extent of 2,700. I have paid it completely. How I have paid it? By using ITC as well as in cash. That's it. That's why we take cost excluding GST. Okay. So those 10 minutes are over now. Now you also know. Now you also know why we take cost excluding GST. Here, where? Here. So this purchase cost was excluding GST. This purchase cost was also excluding GST. For whom the cost is not excluding GST? Consumer. For consumer, cost is never excluding GST. Clear? See, in last 1 hour, have you learnt a lot? From 0 to 5 have you come in understanding GST? GST is which tax? Indirect tax. It is income based or consumption based? Consumption based. Only center collects it or both governments collect? Both governments collect, center as well as state. Yes, it is a destination based, consumption based, indirect tax which follows dual model. And it has a wonderful mechanism of set off. Because of this mechanism of set off, entire burden of GST is passed on to the end consumer. This is GST. This is very basics of GST. This is very basics of GST. But on this basics, whole GST we have to learn. Clear? Now, if we talk about body of GST law, body of means what? Means what, sir? What are you meaning by body of GST law? Body of GST law means source. Source of GST. Source means from where we study GST. You will say 117 pages notes. No, no, where are those notes made from? You will say ICI module. No, but where is ICI module made from? So basically, when I talk about law, law is a very broad concept. When I talk about company law, what comes to your mind? Companies Act. But is Companies Act is equal to company law? Many time Act says, the things will be as prescribed. Have you observed on these wordings? When word prescribed is used, where we have to go? Rules. Law, law is not only act. Law is act plus rules. Where is the act passed? Parliament. In Parliament, do they have infinite time or finite time? They have finite time. So of course, they will give you skeleton of the law, but detailing of the law will be made by way of rules. Getting it? For example, in which form I will declare my sales to the government? In which form I will declare my sales to the government? In Parliament, there is no need to decide these things. In Parliament, it can be decided that details of sale will be given to the government. Now, in which format they should be given to the government will be discussed in the rules. You should make tax invoice while making sale. You should make bill, tax invoice. But how exactly what its content should be, we will not discuss in the Parliament. It will be assigned, that power will be given to government, and government will decide in the rules. So tell me one thing, is studying only Act sufficient? So along with Act, what I'll have to study? Rules. Getting it? Some things are by way of notification. So they will be as notified. What do you think? For every goods and commodity, rate of GST is same or different? It is different. For essential commodities, it might be 5%. For luxurious, it might be 28%. For semi-luxurious, it might be 18%. So in short, different goods, different services have got different rate of GST. Who will decide that? Do you think in Parliament they will decide? They don't have that much time. So Parliament, in the Act, they will say as notified. As notified. Government will notify in future. So body of GST law will be what? It will be all possible acts. After acts, what? Rules, notifications. So which acts? CGST Act. Which act? CGST Act 2017. Once tell me what C stands for. Central. So CGST Act 2017, various states SGST acts, means Karnataka's SGST Act is different, Maharashtra SGST Act is different, Goa SGST Act is different. So number of states is equal to number of SGST acts, but underlying principle is same. So anyways, in your syllabus, you have to study CGST Act. In your syllabus, you don't have to study SGST Act. When you study CGST Act, that is sufficient because all provisions are same. CGST Act has total 174 sections. So are we going to cover all? Yes, in final. At this level, you have, at intermediate level, any guess How many sections you have at intermediate level? Any guess? And at intermediate level, you have till section 53. That's it. Only 53 sections you have. Plus section 68. You have till section 53 and section 68. What I am saying now will not make sense to you right now, but section 7 wise it is important. From which section it is important? 7. Then friends, UTGST Act. Which act? What is, can you guess what UTGST? UT stands for? Union Territory. Okay, so CGST Act, various states SGST Act, UTGST Act, IGST Act. Can you guess what I stands for? No, no, no. Before I get some answers, I'll tell you. Integrated. So it's not Indian, it's not international. What you thought? It is integrated. Integrated means combined. Integrated means combined. Combined. Now I will tell you why you need IGST Act. This IGST Act has 24 sections. How many? 24 total. In your syllabus, in your syllabus, you have section 10, 11, 12. Sorry, 10 and 12. That's it. Not even 11. 10 and 12. 10 and 12. That's it. This 10 and 12 are for place of supply. What they are for? Place of supply. CGST Act, various states SGST Act, UTGST Act, IGST Act. Again, you don't need to do anything from UTGST Act. Happy, so happy you are. Okay, good. Now, next is GST Compensation to State Act. GST, what? Compensation to States Act. Again, I'll give you one more opportunity of smiling. It is also not there at your intermediate level. Now what? Uh, what I told you now? Rules. Which rules? CGST rules 2017. You have selected rules. Very selected. Very selected. Then you have notifications. You have what? Notifications. Very selected. Then you have got circulars. What is circulars? Circulars means? Have you heard of this word circular? Achha, you are very fresh to intermediate. So, when you study company law and you will study various laws, you will understand that when laws are framed, some human frames the law. So, he leaves some scope for confusion. He may leave some scope for confusion in certain places. Now, the governing body of that law can eradicate, can do away with that confusion by issuing circular. So circular gives clarification. What it gives? It gives clarification on ambiguous issue. Ambiguous means? Ambiguous means? Ambiguous means confusing. Ambiguous means confusing issues. So circulars. Circulars issued by CBIC. So many new things you are learning today. CBIC stands for, guess, Central Board of Indirect Taxes. Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs. CBIC stands for Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs. They are like monitor. They are like monitor of the class. If any problem is there, they will give clarification. Many things they do. This is one of the job that they do. Okay. So how many things have you seen in body of law? CGST Act, various states SGST Act, UTGST Act, IGST Act, GST Compensation to State Act, notifications, rules, circulars. And friends, last thing, again, you have only selected circulars. You have in your syllabus only selected circulars, only selected rules, selected notification. And last is decided cases. Decided cases. We also call it as judgments. We also call it as judgments given by honorable Supreme Court. Understood? Judgments given by honorable Supreme Court. Judgments means what? They mean decision. Okay. They mean decision means what? If there is some litigation means if there is some legal issue which is a matter of discussion, which is fought, means as an officer, I say you should pay GST, but you say no, I will not pay GST. Or I say that you should pay additional this much GST. You say no, I will not pay GST because this is my problem. Your interpretation and my interpretation of law is different on particular issue. Then you put as an officer, I give a demand to you that you pay GST. You say no, I will not pay. Then we fight. The matter goes till Supreme Court. Supreme Court gives a decision. Suppose, the question is, what is the rate of GST on this fan? Suppose. Okay, see, it can sometimes get critical understanding even the percentages of GST. It can sometimes get critical. So question is, what is the rate of GST on this fan? I feel as an officer 18%. You feel as a registered person in GST 12%. So you have paid 1,20,000 on fans sold of 10 lakhs. But I am demanding from you 1,80,000. So I am demanding additional 60,000 from you. Sometimes classification can get critical. You feel classification is so and so, so percentage is 12. I feel classification is so and so, so percentage is 18. We fight. Legal fight. We go till what? Supreme Court. Supreme Court decides that this particular issue is to be solved in this way and the final rate, for example, will be 12%. So who won the case? The registered person, the supplier won the case. Who lost the case? Officer lost the case. So anyways, now this decision is final. This now becomes body of law. Now no one can take same decision. Now no one can take same problem with Supreme Court because problem is already solved. They will not again put any focus on that. And it is apex court. Apex means highest level. You cannot go beyond that. Now that becomes law of land. Clear? So this is what I have to understand. This is body of GST law. Now comes question, what is the need of having GST? What is the need of GST? Okay, or benefits of GST? Understood. Point is, what is the need of GST or what is the benefits of GST? So I have to understand what are the pre-GST. Pre-GST, what happened? Which taxes were applicable pre-GST? Okay, yes, very good. So pre-GST means what? Before 1st of July 2017. Because GST came into force with effect from, yes, GST came into force with effect from 1st July 2017. So before 1st July 2017, which taxes we had? So we had VAT, we had service tax. These are the main taxes. We had excise, not exercise, excise. Okay, then we had entertainment tax. We had luxury tax. Getting it? So we had VAT, service tax, excise, entertainment tax, luxury tax, octroi, and etc. Many taxes, many. This is just illustrative list. VAT was on what? Do you know? VAT was on sales, sales of goods. Service tax was on what? Provision of services, provision of services. Excise was on what? Excise was on manufacture. Entertainment tax was on what? It was on movie tickets. It was on movie tickets, etc. Such shows, etc. Luxury tax. Luxury tax was on hotel accommodation. Okay, and so on. No need actually to understand because they don't exist, right? Now they don't. They have. I'll tell you what has happened with them. So VAT was collected by which government? It was collected by state. Service tax, central. Excise, central. Entertainment tax, state. Luxury tax, state. Are you getting it? One nation, so many taxes. Which one exactly to study? Problem? If you were doing CA before 1st July 2017, then Which tax you would have studied? You would have studied maybe service tax because it was central level. Your exam is conducted by ICAI, na? Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. India. How can they ask you about your state tax? How can they ask you about Karnataka VAT? So will Karnataka students get a different question paper than Maharashtra students? Not possible, na? Because ICAI. So they couldn't ask you question on VAT. They couldn't ask you question on entertainment tax. They couldn't ask you question on luxury tax. So problem, na? Okay. I'll tell you many problems. So now what was decided with effect from 1st July? With effect from 1st July 2017, all these taxes, all these taxes, all these taxes were subsumed. What they were? They were subsumed in a single tax called as GST. Friends, subsumed. Subsumed means what? Subsumed means merged. Subsumed means merged. They were merged in a single tax called as subsumed in a single tax called as GST. Check, is it solution for everything? But do you know what is the problem to say that it is a solution? So I will first tell you history. Then you will understand it was so headache. And now GST will be better than that. It is a headache, but different headache. Good headache, which at least is solution oriented. I'll tell you what was the problem. Okay, I don't like to tell you anything without example. So example number one, to tell you problem. Example number one, first time in my life, I came to Karnataka. First time in my life, I came to Karnataka. So CA Pratik Neve of Maharashtra came to Karnataka on 1st December 2016. On 1st December 2016, I came to Karnataka. Getting it? Now I will tell you what happened. This is actual story. So on 28th of November 2016, I went to McDonald's. Okay. So I went to McDonald's. All of you know McDonald's. What do you like from McDonald's? Burger or maybe fries or maybe McFlurry, anything. So point is, I had a food there, burger or whatever, and they were saying price was 100, and they had put a asterisk. What was this asterisk? This asterisk was, you know what? Taxes extra. Imagine a chain like McDonald, which is standardized. You understand standardization? In any McDonald's shop you go, everything will be uniform, same. Burger in one shop and burger in another shop of McDonald's will be same, absolutely same. Same thickness of patty, everything will be same. Because when I reverse engineered it, I found out that they grow their own potatoes. So that standardization they will get automatically. But they are saying taxes extra. So in Maharashtra, what happened now? What is this? I am going to McDonald's is what? What is McDonald's doing with me? Are they giving me goods or are they giving me services? That is my first question. Is it goods or is it service? But I will confuse you in one moment. Food is goods. They are selling me food. I'm sitting there. They are bringing food to me. Food is what? Food is goods. This is my argument as a state government because I want VAT on food. But you are from central government. You are saying it is service. Both are correct. So you know what happens now? VAT. Maharashtra VAT. Why Maharashtra VAT? This McDonald's is from Maharashtra. I hope you have observed the date. I hope you have observed the date. Pre-GST date. You observe the date. It is pre-GST date. I'm telling you pre-GST example because I should tell you what problem happened. So now Maharashtra VAT on food was 12.5%. Again, Maharashtra VAT on food was at 12.5%. So 12.5. And then service tax. Actually, service tax was at 15%. 1.5. But central government said we agree that there is a food element also. So we will not charge 15%, will charge at 6%. So it was 6. So what is the price of this burger now? Burger 118.5. Do you agree? Do you agree? It was 118.5. Friends, small example, but you will understand a lot from this. On 1st December 16, you know, I came to Karnataka and now I was unaware of the food here and I was feeling like lonely. And best thing that connects you to your home is your food. Now, only thing that I could relate to was this McDonald's. So after landing here, immediate thing I do was I went to McDonald's. Correct? I went to McDonald's. 2 to 3 days back, I had been to McDonald's and I had a burger of 118.5. I don't teach GST, assume. I don't teach indirect tax, assume. What is my perception? Price of the burger is how much? 118.5. That is my perception. I walk into McDonald's with that perception. Because see, I am such a person that if I like anything, then at least twice, thrice I will have it. I will be crazy about it, then that season will go. Then I'll be crazy about something else. So yes, I'll now again have it. Means for example, if I like dosa in one restaurant, then twice, thrice at least I'll have it. Then I will move on. Okay, so I went to this McDonald's and I remembered same burger I want to have, same experience. So what happened? Here also I saw food. Here also I saw food 100 with asterisk. Here also I saw food 100 with asterisk. So I was like, good, I'll get it at 118.5. Now what happened? Now applies Karnataka's VAT. Different state, different VAT. Karnataka's VAT on food was at 14.5%. So 14.5. And service tax was collected by CG. It is at, it won't change thankfully. So what is the price of burger now? Same burger. That restaurant which is standardized is not standardized in price. Because of whom? Is it any mistake of supplier? It is mistake of government. Mistake in the sense you have designed your law in such a way that in India, different states are divided into different markets. You will say, sir, what is the fuss about 2 rupees? It is not about 2 rupees. It is the concept. Today it is food. Tomorrow it could be machine. And the price could be 10 lakh. And now 2% on 10 lakh can matter. Getting it? In short, India is divided into different markets. In spite of being one nation, there are different taxes, and because of different taxes, there are different markets. Do I want one market or different market? Means, should one state be known for one commodity because of the price differentiation? This is very bad. Then why you are having one nation? So what should be the policy? One nation, one tax, one market, na? But what is happening in VAT? One nation, so many taxes and so many markets. Getting it? One nation is divided into so many markets, so it will be so bad for the businessman. It will be so bad for hotel owners in Karnataka to run the business against the one in Maharashtra, because their VAT is only 12.5. Some state might have 4%. So food would be so cheap in that state as compared to other states. So this is not going well. Okay. So it is not going well. One nation is divided into so many markets. So what problems do you see? Yes, friends. What problems do you see? What problems do you see? No uniformity in what? No uniformity in rates of tax. No uniformity in rates of tax. Different and multiple taxes on same goods, or same transaction. Did you see? Two taxes were there on same transaction. GST, I mean VAT also, and service tax also. Then do you see that nation is divided into nation is divided into what? Different markets. Each state is separate market. Each state is separate market. Why? Each state is separate market. Each state is separate market because of price differentiation. Who caused price differentiation? Because of price differentiation caused by different taxes. You can understood, all of you. Any doubt till this point? No uniformity in taxes, different and multiple taxes on same goods. Nation is divided into different markets. Each state is separate market because of price differentiation caused by different state taxes. Can I go to fourth point? Okay. What is the solution for this? For all these problems, what is the solution? Solution is introduction of GST. What GST will do? Uniformity in rates of tax. Yes or no? Uniformity in rates of tax. Because, for example, restaurant service, GST will be 5%. In whichever state I go, it will be 5%. Example. Okay, so uniformity in rates of tax. What else GST will do? Uniformity in what? Uniformity in procedures. Therefore, what will happen? One nation, one tax, one market. One nation, one tax, one market. Okay, only one tax on one transaction. Only one tax on a transaction, not multiple taxes. Understood? What GST will do? May I go ahead? One big, can you give me one copy? I don't. One copy, can you give me? Yes, last day I'll give it to someone because I cannot carry so much. But just for sake of how much we have covered. So far, so good. See now, one big problem you have not yet identified that will come up. What is one big problem? One big problem you have not identified is, I'll tell you with example. I am running CA coaching classes. I am running CA coaching classes. I am talking about which month? I am talking about month of April 2016. Means I am talking about pre-GST. Perfect. Pre-tax nahi. There was nothing like pre-tax. Pre-GST. So, tell me one thing. I want to do this printing of notes and I want to buy stationery for you all. So, I will incur expense of printing and stationery. Okay. And this is my coaching class and these are my students. So, from students, I am collecting which tax? Suppose in a month I collected fees of 10 lakhs. So, from students, which tax I am collecting? Pre-GST. Pre-GST. Which tax? Now, there cannot be VAT. VAT is on sale of goods, service tax. So, which tax I am collecting? Service tax. Say it is at 15%. So, it is 1,50,000. So, totally I collected fees of 11,50,000 including service tax. To give these services, I bought some printing and stationery material and also I bought laptop. We need laptop, you have seen. So this laptop will be used for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever time. But I bought laptop. On these two things, which tax I would have paid? Exactly. On these two things, I would have paid VAT. So VAT is my input tax and my output tax is service tax. VAT goes to which government? State. And service tax is payable to which government? Central. Is this set off possible? Set off is not possible. If set off is not possible, then printing and stationery material, I have paid 1 lakh for that and I have paid VAT of 12,500. My whole cost is 1,12,500. My whole cost is, I cannot exclude that VAT. Why? I am not going to get any set off. Just few minutes back, you had seen that wristwatch dealer in today, what he can do, set off is possible. He takes cost excluding GST, retailer and wholesaler, because they can claim ITC. But this coaching class person in this case cannot claim ITC. Why? He cannot, nahi, pre-GST in the sense, pre-GST also set off was possible, but VAT cannot be set off against service tax. Huh, if he pays telephone bill, on telephone bill, he has paid service tax, this set off is possible. ST against ST is possible. What is not possible? VAT against ST or ST against VAT. So don't you think 12,500 I wasted? 1,12,500 I paid for getting the notes printed, but 12,500 was VAT, which I cannot set off, so that I have wasted. Anyways, wasted, but from whom I will recover it? Students. So what will happen? Students price of fees means price of coaching means fees for students will increase, and on this increased fees I will charge service tax. So in short, there will be tax on tax, cascading effect. Dangerous, very dangerous. So cost of everything will be inflated for the end consumer. Already consumer is in burden. You're putting him in more burden by not allowing such. But anyway, set off will not be allowed because VAT is collected by state and service tax is to be paid to center. So center will say, we have not got this 12,500. It is with state. State will say it is our revenue. We will not give it. So it's not possible. It was not possible. So what happened? What is the problem statement? Big problem statement. What is the problem statement? Problem statement is that for service provider, for service provider, set off of cash is not available, against dash payable. Tell me, what is not available? Set off of VAT is not available against service tax payable. So what will happen because of this? Therefore, cost of services shall include VAT on inputs. Because of this, what will happen? Therefore, costs shall increase, and therefore selling price shall increase, and service tax shall be charged on inflated price, which includes, yes friends, which includes VAT on purchase. Therefore, tax on, tell me, tax on tax. That is dash effect. Yes, it is called as cascading effect. Understood? Very bad. Inflation will go up. Inflation in economy will go up because of this. Clear na to all of you? Clear? Understood? Don't you think same problem traders will face? Traders on their sales will be liable to pay what? VAT. But traders will be taking some services like telephone services. If they are paying rent, then taking immovable property on rent is also service. So on their services taken, what they are paying? Service tax, which is with which government? Center. But they have to pay VAT to which government? State. Set off is not possible. Problem everywhere. Very big problem. So leave one two lines, write down. Similar problem, similar problem would arise. Similar problem would arise to, sorry, similar problem would arise to trader selling goods, as he would be liable to pay dash, as he would be liable to pay VAT on his sales. So input tax of service tax, so input tax of service tax on services availed could not be set off, could not be set off against VAT payable, could not be set off against what? VAT payable. It could not be set off against VAT payable. Same problem, cascading effect. What is the solution? GST, one solution. Only one solution we have. What will GST do? In GST, which tax? Means whether you buy or whether you sell, whether you buy goods or buy services, it is GST. Whether you sell goods or sell services, it is GST. So input tax is also GST, output tax is also GST. Okay. So solution is in GST, tax on inward supply as well as outward supply is GST. And therefore, can I say cross utilization of ITC is possible? And therefore, cross utilization of ITC is possible. Means what? Cross utilization of ITC is possible. That is, GST paid on services can be set off against GST payable on goods and vice versa. And vice versa. Now you are equipped to learn GST. Now you are convinced why GST should be implemented. And it is now 8 years since it is implemented. 1st July 17. We are sitting in 2025. Clear? Understood? Do you want break or no? Tell me honestly. I mean, tell me honestly. Okay, so it is 10:50 by 11:05. 11:10 you take break. After break, what we will do? We will go in depth of the index of CGST Act. Only index. Next session is about index of which act? You have how many sections of CGST Act? 54, 53, and then 68. Section 68. So only index, and I will ensure that that index is with you here by end of next session. So automatically from that index we will shift to understanding what exactly is syllabus for you and what is the weightage of each thing in your syllabus. So very important session. Okay, means you will understand exactly what aspects of GST you have to study. In next session you will understand that. Okay, so I'll see you at like 11:05. 15 minutes break. Enjoy. Those who are watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon.